Welcome to the Explainer. So, if you've been following the news lately, you've probably noticed that gold is, well, suddenly everywhere. Prices are rising, the government is putting out statements about it, and frankly, a lot of people are just left feeling a bit confused by the whole shebang. Well, today we're going to completely demystify this national conversation. We're going to break down exactly what's happening with gold right now, why it absolutely matters to the broader economy, and most importantly, how all of this impacts your personal investing strategy. To really understand why everyone is talking about gold right now, we have to start with this recent quote. Prime Minister Narendra Modi recently urged citizens to reduce or postpone discretionary gold purchases for some time. Now, as you might have seen, this sparked a massive discussion online, literally generating a fair share of memes and jokes. But if we look past the humor for a second, it highlights a really critical reality. Gold just isn't about jewelry or family weddings anymore. It's actually a major macroeconomic lever. Okay, let's dive into our roadmap for today. We'll cover 1. The national gold debate. 2. Emotion versus economics. 3. Financial gold alternatives. 4. Comparing investment options. And finally, 5. Smart portfolio diversification.
Section 1. The national gold debate. Understanding the macroeconomic picture.
So to understand the government's stance here, we really have to look at the math. India imports massive quantities of physical gold. And recently, with rising global uncertainty, Middle East tensions, and climbing oil prices, the government became highly concerned about protecting India's foreign exchange reserves. When we import huge amounts of physical gold from other countries, it puts intense pressure on those reserves. So the government's response, which has even included raising import duties significantly to discourage excessive buying, well, it's a purely economic response. It's all about protecting the national economy in turbulent times, not an attack on anyone's cultural traditions. But to fully grasp this economic problem, we first have to validate the emotional reality of the average investor.
Section 2. Emotion versus economics. The cultural reality.
Let's be completely honest with ourselves. In India, gold is rarely just an investment. Gold represents safety, it's tradition, it's emotion and family security. It is literally the bedrock of our marriage culture. For many families, and playfully speaking, especially for many Indian mothers, holding physical gold equals emergency confidence. It's this tangible safety net that you can actually see and hold in your hands. It's just deeply ingrained in the social fabric. But as we pivot from traditional jewelry to modern financial solutions, we're finding completely new ways to approach this asset.
Section 3. Financial gold alternatives. The gold saving scheme.
When people hear the phrase gold scheme, they almost always think of those monthly installment plans down at the local jewelry shop. But today, we're talking about something much more efficient: financial gold. This refers to investment vehicles like sovereign gold bonds, gold ETFs, gold mutual funds, and digital gold. Honestly, this is a real game changer because it allows you to secure long-term wealth protection and accumulate gold without actually bringing physical jewelry into your house. And that means you completely bypass the traditional headaches of paying making charges and worrying about storage security. But how do you actually choose between these?
Section 4. Comparing investment options. The microstrategy.
Now let's break this down and look at your choices side by side. Physical gold gives you that undeniable emotional value, and of course, it's wearable. But the heavy disadvantages are those pesky making charges and storage risks. Moving over to financial options, a gold ETF is purely market-linked and super easy to buy and sell, but it does require a demat account. Now, if you don't have a demat account, a gold mutual fund solves that exact problem, though it comes with a slightly higher expense ratio. And then we have sovereign gold bonds, which historically offered an absolute powerhouse combination: interest, gold price appreciation, and tax efficiency. Though they do come with a strict lock-in period.
The really crucial point I want you to take away is this number right here, roughly 2.5%. This is the historic additional annual interest that sovereign gold bonds provided. Just think about that for a second. The government of India launched SGBs back in 2015 precisely to reduce physical imports. To incentivize investors, they didn't just give you the normal appreciation of the gold price over time, they historically paid you an extra 2.5% annual interest just for holding the bond. This was a massive financial benefit that physical jewelry buyers completely missed out on. But as objective analysts, we've got to look at both sides of the coin. SGBs are not a magic bullet. While some long-term investors saw absolutely incredible returns over the years, thanks to the price appreciation plus that extra interest, SGBs have very real limitations. The disadvantages include a long holding period and real liquidity concerns if you suddenly need cash fast. Plus, you're still completely exposed to gold price volatility. And of course, you get absolutely zero emotional or wearable usage out of a piece of paper or a digital certificate. So they're fantastic for the right portfolio, but for sure, they aren't for everyone. And this naturally guides us into how to intelligently integrate gold into a modern investment strategy.
Section 5. Smart Portfolio Diversification, the bigger financial lesson.
So when does gold actually help your portfolio? Historically speaking, gold has proven to be a fantastic asset during times of high inflation, global geopolitical uncertainty, and widespread fear in the equity markets. It stabilizes your wealth when everything else around it is shaking. However, and this is a very important however, gold alone usually does not outperform equity over very long periods of time. Most financial experts view gold as a necessary diversifier, a sort of shock absorber, not as your complete wealth creation engine. You definitely shouldn't make it your entire portfolio.
And this brilliantly illustrates our core lesson for today's explainer. You have to understand the distinct purpose behind your purchases. Physical gold serves family tradition, emotional satisfaction, and cultural needs like weddings. Financial gold, on the other hand, serves portfolio diversification, liquidity, and long-term investment exposure. Smart investing is all about avoiding extremes. You don't have to completely stop buying jewelry, but you really should balance those cultural needs with efficient, liquid financial investments.
Which brings us to the ultimate question you need to ask yourself the next time you think about purchasing gold. Are you actually investing in gold to build wealth, or are you just buying tradition? Gold is neither inherently bad nor perfect, but an intelligent investor understands both the emotional and the economic sides of the coin without any bias, making choices that truly serve their financial future.
This conversation is for educational purposes only. Mutual fund investments and gold investments are subject to market risks. Past performance does not guarantee future returns. Please consult a qualified professional before investing.